Usually I look over at my notebook and I see some cool stuff that I did throughout the week. But I look over today and I see oil change anxiety. 50 miler being 100 days out. Filling my calendar with what runs I'm going to do. Hanging with my roomie. Sudoku vibes. Loneliness. Mouse in the house. And a bug bite that blew up. Like, that's all I got to talk about this week. So this week we might just discuss the gripes I have with life at being the age I'm at, which is 28 and a half. You know, we're climbing our way to 29. But let's go over some highlights, which is next to none, and then let's get into the meat and potatoes of, well, how I feel right now. And that's super lonely, super frustrated, and probably the title of this video. But anyways, oil change. That happened. I went to Walmart. Who knew they did auto care too? It's actually pretty awesome. It's a lot less anxiety inducing than sitting in your car and getting an oil change done at Valvoline. I just walk around the store for a little bit, get a text saying it's done, and then just bop on out of there. So that helps a lot because growing up, and when I say growing up, I mean like 18 to probably 26, 27. I was terrified of oil changes. I would have people drive my car through Valvoline. I wouldn't want to do it. I don't know, just something about it. It just felt like demasculating, knowing that I didn't know how to do an oil change. I know it's easy to learn. I know I could learn, but it almost feels like I didn't have that rite of passage, and I'm just making excuses out of thin air. I absolutely could learn, but you know, for some odd reason, I just haven't. So I feel like I'm less of a man for not knowing, and I feel embarrassed showing up at Valvoline, having someone do that for me. Whereas Walmart, I show up, I'm like, yo, here's the keys, thanks a ton, walk around and then pick it up. So that's cool. Next, we got the 50 miler that's in November. I know I just got done talking about an overnight 50K. That's 31 miles. Well, I'm obsessed with running, so I planned a 50 miler in November. It's Tunnel Hill. It's out in Illinois. I'm excited, also terrified, and we're just over 100 days out now. So I got a calendar, filled up my calendar with what runs I'm going to do, long runs, tempo runs, threshold runs, all this type of stuff, easy days, doubles. I got it all figured out. It's my favorite thing, and I'm excited to conquer a new distance I haven't done before because even though I did the overnight 50K, I have done 31 miles before. I've just never done it overnight. So this is going to be like 19 miles of a brand new adventure. So I got to make sure I'm in tip-top shape, and I don't take that lightly. Like, I want to show up to the start line feeling like I got this and not like pooping my pants thinking I'm not ready. Thirdly, we have hanging with the roomie. So I really didn't do much this week. In fact, I stayed home most days and hung out with the roomie. Luckily, me and my roomie have been homies since like 6 years old. So we go back a long time, and he's such a chill dude. We were just like in the kitchen, talking, making food. We were just playing chess, playing Sudoku together. He pretty much just goes with the flow and kind of does whatever I want to do, which is pretty nice because I feel like he might not be the type of guy that initiates like, hey, you want to do Sudoku together, but I just got a Sudoku book and it's kind of been my thing this week, and I'm like, yo, you want to get an app that has us do Sudoku together, and he was all for it. So I appreciate that. He goes with the flow. He's pretty cool, and blessed to have a homie like that, especially as a roomie. But the loneliness is really kicking in today because he is on, I forget what it is, maybe like a rave or like a tour, not a tour. He doesn't like tour around. He's gone for like 2 weeks. And, well, it's always nice knowing that someone's here as a presence because now my apartment, I'm just all alone and filled with just loneliness thoughts of, wow, I'm going to go to work today and talk to a coworker and then come home and talk to absolutely no one for the rest of the day. And it's a little scary, a little annoying, a little sad, but that's the reality of life. Luckily, the whole mouse in the house thing, this is on the almost at the bottom of my list. Mouse in the house happened, right? The mice give me the heebie-jeebies. I'm not about it. They're fine to exist in the world, just don't exist in my house. They started popping up, and I called maintenance. Maintenance came out, set some traps, and actually caught a field mouse. And my roomie set the field mouse like out in the woods. I mean, he died, but he's in the woods. R.I.P. to him. And then this comes into anxiety. I've always been the type of person to be a little socially anxious when it comes to, sticking up for myself, putting my foot down, being like, this needs to get taken care of. So the first day, there was a work order in to get a burner fixed in the kitchen because it went out. And that's when we told the guys about the mice. They set the 2 traps, and then they said they'd come back with steel wool the following day. That didn't happen. I gave it 2 days. On the second day, I went down to the office. I was like, hey, maintenance told us that they'd be back to patch up the mouse hole. I don't want to see any more mice. They scare me. I'm just not about it. I pay way too much money to exist with mice. So I went down there, conquered my social anxiety, talked to the people, and was like, yeah, we got to get this stuff figured out. And the following day, they patched it up, and hopefully there will be no more mouse in the house, because I ain't about that. And I swear, if a mouse gets trapped in the trap, it might just stay there until my roomie shows up and can get rid of it, because heebie-jeebies, not about it. Last but not least, before I get into why I feel so lonely and just everything wrong in life going on, I want to talk about a bug bite. So, week ago, 2 weeks ago, I did the overnight 50K, and it reignited my passion for trail running. So I thought Monday evening, why not go for a trail run, It's fun. I did 31 miles in the woods the other week. I went 2 miles in, I get a stinging sensation in my calf, right? And I'm like, ow, oh my gosh, that hurt. At first, I'm like, probably just stinging nettle. I don't usually do trail runs, not much to worry about. But I knew the best course of action was to go home, wash it off, and just examine it throughout the day, throughout the night. Nothing really happened. The next day, no irritation. The following day, 2 days later, that bug bite, that sting, whatever it was, blew the fuck up, right? Like, it was crazy big. And I was showing people at work, and they're like, bro, you're going to have to get amputated. And I was really scared that I was going to have to go, like, urgent care, like, the hospital. But, I don't know. I just got Benadryl, like, the stuff that you apply, the ointment. And it settled down pretty quick, and luckily now we're chilling. So, the bug bite blew up, but now it's died down, and we vibe. Now, I gotta get a boatload off my mind, all right? I come here and I talk about all the great stuff that's happened throughout the week. Well, I think I would be doing myself an ill service if I only talked about good things, because in life, the reality is you're not going to feel great all the time. I don't feel great all the time. I try really, really hard to, like, lead a decent life and make a name for myself and do things, like, the right way. Like, I don't want to say a 9 to 5. I have like a blue collar job. Actually, that's debatable, because one time I told someone I have a blue collar job and then told them I'm a mailman, and they're like, that's not blue collar. And then I countered. I'm like, well, I'm not behind a desk all day. I literally walk around. So I'm a mailman. Like, I have a typical middle class type job, right? And I have a gripe with it, because I make about $620 a week, $1,240 biweekly. And that's fine, but I almost feel like I can't survive. Like, rent's $900, and then RG&E was over $100, and then you got gas, then you have food, and then I want to make sure I'm still saving. I want to make sure I'm still investing, and maybe I could dock away my savings, dock away investing, and live more comfortably. But, like, I want to make sure I'm putting money away for my future self, because I don't want my future self to hate my present self, because I didn't even think about it. But I'm slowly dwindling down in money, and it's really frustrating, because I'm not even going out and doing anything. Like, I guess I did a run that was $80, and that might have broke the bank, but I'm borrowing stuff from people. I'm not, like, buying expensive things. I'm going out to, like, my aunt, my grandparents, to pick up extra cash by doing yard work for them, or watching their house when they need to. Like, I'm trying my best to just make ends meet and not overspend. But dude, I don't want to be the guy that talks about the economy being bad, because I know absolutely nothing about politics, and I don't want this to be a political type thing. Like, I don't know, but it's just, it frustrates me how I work 40 hours a week, and it's not like an easy job. I don't want to say sitting behind a desk is easy, but it's a physically demanding job. Like, I'm out there walking 10 to 12 miles a day some days, in the rain, in the heat, and I can barely make ends meet in, like, a house that gets mice. Like, it's so frustrating. And then on top of that, today's just been tough because I know my roomie's going to be gone for like 2 weeks. So I'm, for lack of better words, lonely AF. I go to work, talk to my coworkers, then I work alone because I'm a mailman. So I just go out en route. I might say hi to a couple customers. That's about it. And I come home and I'm like, all right, well, time to go to the gym because otherwise I'll feel depressed. And I go to the gym. Don't really talk to anyone there because what are you going to do? Be like, oh, excuse me, take your earbuds off and let's have a conversation. Like, that's just not realistically going to happen. So I just do my thing, come home, and it bugs me because I feel like I would feel better about myself if I had a companion, like a partner, and I don't want to feel like I need a partner to complete me. But maybe I just crave the partnership, you know? It's not like I need that person or else my life won't be fulfilling. It is fulfilling, but I just want the part. I don't know. It's like a damned if you do, damned if you don't type thing. And I'm just trying to figure it all out. And I want you guys to know, anyone listening, it's normal for us late 20-somethings to probably feel this way because I can't imagine I'm the only one that has this feeling of loneliness or emptiness or just like, wow, is life really just like this? Like, I'm working 40 hours a week, sometimes like 45. And granted, my life was a lot different last year and 2 years ago when I was a substitute for the post office and I had crazy hours and I stacked a lot of money. But I prefer working less hours, but I also prefer not having to like stress about money. There's like a happy medium that needs to happen, but I don't want to go back to working like 60 hours a week. I don't think anyone should have to work 60 hours a week to be able to save money. Maybe I have to save less. Maybe I have to cut corners somewhere else. I don't know. It's just me rambling. Life is frustrating. I want to document this because I don't want to look back like 5 years from now and think, man, every single week was just rainbows and butterflies. Like, no, this week was kind of annoying. Mice, bug bite, realization that, well, I'm kind of tight on money, feeling lonely a lot. I'm trying my best to keep the hobbies going. I think I'll always keep running going. I'm almost on a 400-day streak. For the foreseeable future, I don't see myself like ever really stopping running. I still play the piano every once in a while. That's definitely dropped a little bit in excitement, but I still go out there and practice at least like 5 minutes each day. Like I like seeing it at my kitchen table and practicing the little tunes that I got down. I thoroughly enjoy chess. I went to chess club again, got my ass kicked, but it's worth it. I want to get better at it. So you gotta suck to get good, you know? And I'm trying to read, trying to Sudoku, trying to do things, trying to have hobbies to make myself interesting, but I'm interesting to no one. Like, who am I being interesting for? I'm just feel alone all the time. So, lonely. Sucks. Oh well. If there's one thing I've learned throughout these 28 years, and this is courtesy of my friend, we were climbing up Giant Mountain like a month or two ago, and he said, you know, it's windy this turn, but we have no idea what's going to happen next turn. And that's a comforting fact because this week may have been lonely and kind of sucked at points, but next week's unwritten. It's cliche, but I have no idea what next week will bring. I could meet someone new. I could go play pickleball and have the best time ever. I could be in a much better mood next week, and that is a beautiful thing to think about. So that's it. That's all I got for you this week. Kind of lame, but lame weeks are bound to happen. So embrace them as they come, and I'll see you next time.